Hello all and welcome to another video in my journey to 1 million gamerscore series, and September 2021 done, so it's time to bring to you all the gamerscore that I indeed got in that month. That was September 2021, just over 10,000 gamerscore. And before we get on with the games, I would just like to say thank you to all those people who entered the game code giveaway which I did last month, and congratulations to Adam Barr for winning Freddy Spaghetti 2.0. I hope you've got your easy 1000G by now. We'll be doing more game code giveaways in the future, but I'm saving those for every time I hit a milestone. So the next one will be when I pass 850,000. It might be next month. If not, I'm sure it'll be the month after. Keep an eye out for those. But let's crack on with the gamer score that I got in the month of September 2021. And as usual, we do these in chronological order. So we will scroll down to a couple that had updates, and Hybroxy II was the first of two that had updates. This one was a free one. 100G was added to it. That 100G took about 4 hours because we had to do a new game mode in its entirety that they added. It was called New Game Plus Plus, which obviously cranked the difficulty up. Took quite a while, but I wasn't going to leave that without the 100% next to it, certainly if it wasn't going to cost me any money. Unfortunately, we had to do Boost Rush Mode Level 2. That level wasn't actually too hard, but unfortunately didn't save the fact that I had done Level 1 in the past, which was its own achievement, and I had to redo that again, and that caused a little bit of language to be said that wasn't exactly polite. But anyway, we got that done, and we defeated the Ancient Archive, which is basically the last level of the game in a New Game Plus Plus. So we done that. As I say, that took about 4 hours. So if you have got Hybroxy II, be aware there is a 100G update that has happened for that you may have potentially missed. Okay, Dirt 5 had another DLC. You had to pay for it. Another 200G added. Nothing different from what they've done with any of the other DLCs with that. Basically, all the stamps in the DLC. Gain 3 stamps to one of the main events. 30 miles in a specific car, so be aware of that. Once you do some specific events and stuff like that. So we paid for that. We knocked that out. Took me a good couple of hours to do that. I'm sure there are people out there who could do it a lot quicker, but time trials always seem to kick my ass. Right, above that, the first easy completion of the month, Virtuos Western. Is that how you pronounce it? Not entirely sure. This is basically a puzzle platformer, and you will pretty much get all of the achievements through natural progression because you will have to beat all 30 levels. You will have to do certain things, but as I say, most of them are natural progression. The only one that might catch you out is collect 3 bullets in the same stage, which I've got highlighted here. I was able to do it during the boss level, but it is super easy to do during the boss level if you don't pick it up along the way. But a lot of the others, they will pretty much happen, because you'll need to do it to finish the level. Basically, you can hold the max of 3 bullets at a time, and you have to kill every enemy on a level to progress. Some enemies take 2 hits in the later stages. Most enemies take 1. You get added dynamite later on, but super easy. I mean, it is possible to knock it out in 15 minutes if you do it flawlessly, but I would say average between half an hour to 45 minutes would be a fair assessment of the completion time of that game. It's not difficult. Not going to stretch too much into this one, just my good friend Ross Borhoho wanted to do some of the online achievements and do a bit of boosting there, so we did that. That unfortunately has now left Game Pass, and by the way, credit to Ross for getting the full 1090G out of that, mate. That is some effort to get all of that done. Congratulations. And again, not going to touch too much on this one as well. Forza Motorsport 7 unfortunately has also left Game Pass and has been delisted as well, so you'll have to buy the physical version if you do not own the digital version already. That's the only way to get that game now. Decided to knock out one achievement on this. Finally finished the Evolution Elite Champion. I've got more to do on this. One race in that, one of the bottom row races, which are kind of like the special events with, things with a little bit of a twist, took 2 hours and 57 minutes because of the amount of laps that I had to do. So once I'd done that, there was a couple of other series to do within that championship. We got that done, and we just added that achievement to that game. I've got the physical version of that game now. There are some more to add to it. Okay, Colourful Color, as you'll see, has been stacked here. It currently has 2000G, and I say currently has 2000G because it's a Zillion game, so in the future this one will be boosted up to at least 5000G, where all of the others are at the moment that they've done, or the ones that they first made, should I say. It's a puzzle game. Yeah, it's a puzzle game where you continuously slide in one direction until you hit the wall when you press left or right. And the colourful color side of it, with its name, is regards to the fact you have to change colours to safely enter or hit some walls. It's not too difficult. How many levels do you have to do? I think it was it? Yes, 25. So you have to do levels 1 to 20 for the base 1000G. And as you'll see, they go up in twos. And then for the first free DLC, you have to do levels 21 to 25. You get 200G achievement for each. Now, I did them uninitiated without any guides. And again, just like the Western game, probably took me about half an hour to 45 minutes. If you use a guide, you'll get it done in absolutely no time because you'll know exactly what to press and in what order. It does, in some of the later levels, it brings in like little teleport things like that. But you don't have to use a guide. You can sit down and work it out with a bit of trial and error. You'll get there eventually. I'm not the brightest lad, and I still was able to get it done. As I say, yeah, it's easily under an hour. Most people probably take about half an hour. Use a guide, you'll take even more time off of it. Okay, Crypto by Palgi. This is not too bad a completion if you want to use a solution guide. If you don't want to use a solution guide and do it legit, that would take you a very, very long time, I would imagine. All of the 32 achievements are for finishing a specific puzzle. As you'll see, each one does tell you whose puzzle you need to do, so you just have to find their name and then complete their puzzle amongst the many puzzles that they are. So like Reveal the Quote by Lewis Carroll, we've got Albert Einstein, Scott Adams, who else we got down here, Queen Victoria, Pythagoras there. Just complete their puzzles. As I say, if you've got the solution guides, it'll still take you a while to enter them all, probably about 40-45 minutes, because you've got 32 puzzles, and I say you've got to enter them all if you're using the solutions. Don't use the solutions on that, you will take a very long time to do. Okay, Duorun, I think that's how you pronounce it. Again, we're talking about probably averaging out for the average person about half out of 45 minutes, but in all honesty, 10 to 15 minutes this can be done. I think I did it in about 20. Most of it will be done through natural progression. The ones that won't be are these things here, the talisman. There is one in each level. You see that little circle thing above the frog's head, that statue thing in the middle? That is what a talisman looks like. There's one, well, I say hidden, but they're not really greatly hidden because the levels aren't too big. Each level has multiple checkpoints and things like that. Just make sure you pick up plenty of coins. You should pick up plenty of coins before you finish level 5. If you don't, then you can always play on for a little bit longer. Kill a bird, there's also kill a slug as well. You just jump on those. Die 25 times. You might need to farm that out if you're better than me, because obviously I didn't do it before I finished level 5. Find your first fly, and let's find your first apple as well. An apple allows you to double jump once. When you press double jump, the apple then falls out of you and lands on the floor where you press the button, and you might be able to pick it up again and use it again, but sometimes it'll fall on spikes and you won't. Find your first coin, it's probably the first achievement you'll get. And find your first fly, that allows you to take a hit. And there is one point in one level where you will need to take a hit to progress. So like I say, most of this stuff, apart from the talismans, is pretty much going to be natural progression. As I say, I did this uninitiated. Oh look, it took me 27 minutes without any guide. So yeah, around about half an hour, because I'm a very average gamer, is about good for an average completion time on that one. Okay, so above it has to be the most easiest completion potentially of the year, From Earth to Heaven. Now this game was nearly £6 and I ummed and ahed about buying it, but I had a period at work where I didn't have a lot of time to game, certainly put a lot of time into it, so I bought this anyway. Basically all of the achievements on this are literally for starting levels. That is it, literally starting levels. You do not have to play this game at all. It's like buying gamerscore. As soon as you start the game, you'll get this one here at the bottom, and then you can scroll across to whatever area, which is in the title of the achievement there, like darkness, above water, things like that. Just pick one level in each area, and the achievement for entering that area will unlock. Honestly, you can knock it out in less than 5 minutes. I did one a day to keep my streak going on days where I unfortunately couldn't game as much as I wanted to because work has proper kicked off again. Right, Crisis Wing, not too difficult this one. One tricky-ish achievement I think was the highest points margin in one player mode. Apart from that, the 10,000 point medal one might be tricky as well. If you kill a streak of enemies, a little thing comes out which you collect, which will get you points. And to get a 10,000 point medal, you have to collect every one or you have to collect them without missing them and have them drop off the screen. Because if they drop off the screen, they reset to the lowest point medal. The first point medal you'll pick up will be 100, then 200, then 400, and so on. And eventually it will build up to 10,000 point medal, but you can't let a medal fall off the screen after it's appeared, otherwise it will reset. I hope I've made that clear. It took me a couple of practice runs to eventually get to 200,000 points in one player mode, but the time attack mode one and the boss rush mode one wasn't too difficult. I think I did both of those a second time. The first one was kind of like a learning thing, and then after that I was able to get it done. Boss rush mode, just make sure you use your bombs wisely before you die, because you get 3 bombs every life. You only get 3 lives in boss rush mode. Once all those lives are gone, you cannot continue. But it wasn't a difficult completion. I think I did it in one sitting, and it took me, there you go, under an hour. And I think even that I could probably, if I'd have had my focus on, trimmed about 10 minutes off that completion time. If you're good at shmups, you will probably definitely clear another 10 to 15 minutes off that completion time. Not tough at all. And not tough at all goes for Flask Man as well. Can't remember how many levels you have to finish on this. I think it's 10. Is it 10 levels? I think, yeah, you have to get to about level 10 and the violet liquid appears. Basically, you collect liquid and it stores in that helmet that you've got there that's open, and then it allows you to open or it allows you to use the switches of the same colour. Honestly, I went into this game without ever looking at a guide, and I was able to get it done very easily. You get an achievement for starting the game, collecting your first gear, and then when you collect the red one to open the red, or to use the red switches, that's an achievement. Then when you turn that first lever on after you've got the colour you need, it's not a tough game at all. It's not a tough game at all. I'm pretty sure. How long did it take me? 7 minutes. 7 minutes. There you go. As I say, I'm not a highly skilled gamer. I'm very average, and 7 minutes is nothing at all, is it? So, yeah, we'll have to get up to the violet liquid. Then once you've done that, the next level you get exploding liquids. The red one is the first one you'll get, and then job done. Like you said, there you go. 7 minutes. 10 to 15 minutes, I suppose, is a good average there. And then finally above that, I've been playing some Samurai Showdown. I think I'll go into this one deeper when I get a lot more achievements out of it. But I've been after this game for quite a while because I love my beat-em-ups. I've been waiting for it to drop down in price. It finally dropped down to a price that I wanted. And all I've been doing in this really is playing story mode with every character, because you have to clear story mode with 16 characters. I think there's 16 characters in the base version. I actually got the one with all the DLC as well, so I've got loads of characters to use. But I'm working my way through all 16 characters because there isn't an achievement for beating it with all 16 basically, or 16 different ones. A couple of other things. A lot of these other achievements have just happened, like defeat an opponent for the first time using Lightning Blade. I haven't even learned how to do it. I accidentally did it, and I did nip into survival mode and do that achievement there. But we put a little. How much time we put into this so far? Yeah, the runs through on story mode take about 15 to 20 minutes on average. If it's a character you're no good with or you struggle to use, then you might take more 20 to 25 minutes with. And I think I've done 5, maybe 6 characters out of that as well. But I do like my beat 'em ups, so that's how much time we put into it so far, and I'm sure we can perhaps get the completion done on that, if certainly not get a higher amount done on it. There are some online achievements. 2 of them are single player achievements, and one requires you to be in a team battle, and I think you need 4 players online to do that. So that might be one that I will have to try and source some friends to play with me in the future to get that done. So just over 10,000 gamer score. in September, and some real easy completions there. How many easy completions? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, even though that's a stack. 8 easy completions this month, so a nice easy 8,000 gamer score for you to have a go at if you haven't already. Anyway, this just leaves me to say thank you very much for watching. If you have enjoyed this video, if it's been a help to you, then please leave a thumbs up. That would be awesome. If you are brand new to the channel and you're not subscribed, please consider subscribing. I would love you for it. So finally, thank you very much again for watching, and as always, please do take care.